Andrea paid the price, and we must not allow her death to go in vain, ladies and gentlemen. Something has to be done. For far too long, we are under the siege of the criminal element, and the death of Andrea must signal to the powers that be, the President, the Prime Minister, the Attorney General, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, the opposition. Now it's time for us to get serious. Now it's time to do something. Forget partisan politics and let's get serious with the crime element in Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot be under siege of the criminals. Our women folks enjoy the same rights as every citizen. Why must they feel under threat? Ladies and gentlemen, now is your time to send a message. Now is your time to get the powers that be, to get off your laurels and make some serious changes to the criminal justice system in Trinidad and Tobago. Now is the time. And we salute the Bharatt community for taking the initiative, ladies and gentlemen. We are far from Arima, but it has affected every mother, every daughter, every sister, every aunt, every nanny, every nana, every woman has felt the pain and agony of the death of Andrea Bharatt. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot allow her death to go in vain. Something must be done. Something has to be done. We cannot just pray in vain. We need to send this message. Andrea Bharatt's death must not go in vain, ladies and gentlemen. And we salute the Bharatt community for taking the initiative. Mrs. Maharaj, we salute you this afternoon. We salute you tonight. Just like posting this on Facebook and the response we have received here tonight. It means that we are hurt. We are feeling the pain. We share with the family of Andrea Bharatt, every mother, daughter, sister, aunt, everybody. Trinidad and Tobago was in mourning. You could traverse the community and feel the pain. You could see the anguish on the faces of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, the death of Andrea Bharatt must not go in vain. We will not let it go in vain. A strong message has to be sent to the powers that be. And again we single the President of Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister, the Attorney General, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, and the opposition. Now it's time to throw your differences apart and pool your resources together and let us do something, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the gathering here in Bharatt tonight. My gosh, it is saying something. It is sending a message. The pain we feel, ladies and gentlemen. This is no ordinary message. It is a prayer that we do not accept. That you, ladies and gentlemen, for responding at very short notice just for being here tonight. Thank you.
Good night again, everyone. I just want to personally thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for coming out. This has way exceeded my expectations from a simple Facebook post. I, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, I demand my country back. These criminals should have no hold over us, and it's time we stand up for our rights. It's time we band together and show our leaders what we are made of. We will not accept this last one. There will be no more. We have had enough. You know, we are Trinidadian culture where we forget. We will not forget. Andrea's life will not go in vain. Ashanti's life will not go in vain. And all the others that came before. We promise that we will try to get better for our women in this country. We should not be afraid to sit in a taxi. We should not have to message every minute where we are, what we are doing, why it is that we have to be fearful for our lives, that we may end up in a ditch somewhere, or our family will be looking for us. I found myself telling my husband, if it is I am missing, know that I did not run away. Make sure you let the police know I did not run away. Why do we have to go through these things? Is that the country that we want our children to grow up into? I have nieces. I don't want them to grow up in this country like this. I have a son who's coming up in the world. We don't want this for our youth. We don't want this for ourselves. I know last night, well, I was actually home looking at the Ian Allen feed when they discovered her body. And chills ran down my spine when I saw that father going in to identify his daughter's body. I have no words to describe how I felt, and I can more than imagine how he has felt. I'm so thankful that he had a police officer who held his hand. She held that his hand so tightly. Let's hope and pray that he gets the courage and strength to get over this. Thank you all again for coming out. I want to thank Vikash. Probably if it wasn't for him too, we would not have done all of this because it's because of him who volunteered to come with me to the police station to find out what was the proper way to do things because we wanted to make sure that we wouldn't have any issues with the police and so on. So thank you, Vikash. Thank you to the Bharatt family. And thank you all for coming out and supporting this just cause. Yeah. Also, I just want to take 1 minute, if we could do 1 minute of silence for all the women's lives we've lost in a violent manner, including Andrea, who has brought this to the forefront first. If we could just take a moment of silence, starting now, please. Okay, I would invite any councillors that I would have invited, or any MPs in the area. If you all are present, I know with the mask we can't identify anyone up front. If you all are here and you wish to say anything, could you please come forward? Or any... Oh, we also want to thank our personal photographer, Cassius Alaham, for coming out and taking some pictures as well. And Rishi Raghunath from CNC3, thank you for taking the track down to Barrackport to cover this.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Maharaj. I will leave it open to any prominent person in the community who wants to say something at this time. I know it's quite early and we're not prepared to go home because it's a situation where I think we all in solidarity. We are feeling the pangs and the pain and the agony in our hearts what happened to young Andrea. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Shivanand Badai will express a few words on this occasion.
Good night, everyone. Shalom. Trinidad and Tobago, we are calling on the leaders of this country. We need a referendum to bring back the hangman in Trinidad and Tobago. The criminals in Trinidad and Tobago have a free run. They could do what they want, say what they want. The judiciary in a real mess. They know that. They know no police arresting nobody, and they could go in court and do what they want and come out free of charge. We need to have the hangman coming back into this country. We need a referendum. We can't depend upon the politicians. We don't know what they're doing concerning these. The entire country is in fear. People crying, they cannot sleep at night. They don't know when to go, when to come. They're very, very fearful. And something needs to be done. I don't want this vigil just to be for tonight alone. But the entire country needs to come out and do what they have to do to bring back Trinidad and Tobago to a place of safety. This country in a real bad state. We have poor management. We need to get better management in this country. I will call again and let the people know that the members of parliament of the government, they need to put their acts together to get things right. They need to set the courts in proper. So many backlogs of cases that people are just don't know what to do. The innocent are crying out, and the criminals and the corruption is going bigger and bigger. Let's stand up, Trinidad and Tobago. Let's call for a referendum to bring back the hangman, to put the courts in the place. This man with our 70 or 70-something cases, what he doing outside? What he doing outside just to go and do more criminal things, acts again, and come back again and get bail again? This nonsense has to be stopped. Don't let this be the last. Every man, woman, and children of Trinidad and Tobago stand up for the safety. Everybody have daughters. Everybody have wives and children. We have to think about their safety. We don't know sometimes when they go out, how they be coming back safe. We don't know. But we need to stand up and make our voice be heard. God bless you all.
Thank you, Pastor Shivanand, for your words of wisdom. We have a community activist and former alderman of the Princeton Penal-Deva Regional Corporation, Mr. Gautam Maharaj, and he will speak to you for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Kamal Shahid. For me, I am totally overwhelmed in terms of pride first of all, thanks to the organizers in terms of the Barrackport people having the resolve and the strength to come together, most importantly, peacefully, to be able to demonstrate and to display our dissatisfaction and our annoyance at the state of national security in this country. Definitely, in no other terms, Trinidad and Tobago has fallen. And this walk here today, and the congregation of people, and the congregation of strength, and the congregation of heavy hearts should go directly as an indication to the Minister of National Security to maybe come and meet with us in Barrackport to understand how do you operate in a peaceful manner. Only today when we talk about taking things for granted, only today I was looking at the response of the Minister of National Security with regards to when the CCTV cameras will be working, and some of you all must have seen it. And his answer was short, dashy, and without any concern. You could have looked at the spirit of the response and understand that there was no care in it. And we must change that. And don't ever feel for a minute that we must always be follow suiting. Because in 2006, it is Barako who led the way for improvement in roads. For those of you who would remember that, when we blocked all of the roads in this area, and it was then the Minister of Works had said he would not meet with us. And when things grounded to a halt, he did have to meet with us, and money was released for the improvement of the road. So it is my encouragement to you, as people, as the word says, ordinary folks, people who are here who are rice farmers and former cane farmers and taxi drivers and cattle rearers, right, who feel sometimes, based on how a society operates with a template, that we are lesser of people in these parts. But today we have proven that we have one of the highest virtues amongst us to be able to show our dissatisfaction in a peaceful manner. And we call upon the government of Trinidad and Tobago by this peaceful march that we require your attention urgently. And therefore this should translate as a request to the Minister of National Security without fail to meet with us and to give some assurance to us as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, because this land, as someone said before, belongs to us. It is not anybody else's private operation when you are in government to be able to run a country at your whims and fancies. It must be run. We have put you there, we have given you that job, and we can take away that job again. I am really happy and enthused by what I have seen today. I thank the organizers, and I wish to be part of this as it continues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gautam Maharaj. And I will just leave it open for one more person. Anybody who wishes to say something on this? Come on, Barako, people like to talk. All right, you see a young man. I don't want to sound like Mastana, but could you remind us of your name, please?
Pleasant good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a member of this community. I've born and grown in Barako. I've seen Barako develop. And like all of you all, I want to see this country make it to the highest point that it could go. And the greatest resource that we have in the country is our human resource. And we are that. Let us be our brothers' keepers. Let us keep our eyes open on our neighbors. Look at our community. Keep an eye out for each and every one. This is such a sad occasion that something good is coming out of it, that the members of this community can come here this afternoon and show solidarity with the entire of the nation. And I want to applaud you. And we should continue in this vein. Let this not be a one day or 1 hour remembrance, but let us, like Mr. Gautam say, let us use this opportunity to effect change in this country. The politicians, our leaders, our administrators, we place them there to work for us. It is not the other way around. That they're working, we working for them. We have voted them into office, and regardless of who we vote, the government is the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Crime is a real problem, and it is all our concern. I want to walk with my brother, Mr. Gautam Ji, this afternoon and say we all make the appeal. Minister of National Security, please hear our cry. This community of Barako joined with all the other communities of Trinidad and Tobago in expressing our heartfelt sadness and our condolences to the family. But as a country, we are grieving for not just this young lady, but for all those other families who not sleeping well because they don't know where their loved one is, whether they are there, whether they're still alive or not. Sorry, I'll now introduce myself. My name is Sunil Ramdas. I am a member of this community, and I'm a member of the Secretary Spiritual and Sporting Group of Andrea Bharatt Movement. And like all other community groups, I want to encourage you, let us come together and have discussions so we can have more fruits out of this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sunil Ramdas. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, I always say that Barco is one of the most proactive communities in Trinidad. I remember many years ago when we had another son of the soil being kidnapped and murdered. I am referring to, and I saw his family here, the son of Nizambak. We had a long rally here. To be done to our judiciary system, to our penal system, to the bail act, to the whatever it needs to be reformed and revisited so that our women folks of Trinidad and Tobago can feel safe wherever they go, wherever they traverse, be it at their workplace, at their home, their business places, the mall, the market, wherever, they should be able to feel safe. So ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to thank Andrea Bharatt. Through a simple Facebook post, we were able to pick up this kind of support here in Barco this afternoon, and I do hope and pray that something will be done. I don't want your walk to be in vain. All right? Let the candles we go, and that ends there. No, that was not the objective. The objective was to send a message to the powers that be that something needs to be done. And not done 10 years from now, right away.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, something needs to be done now. The death of Andrea Bharatt must not go in vain.
Yes.
And our women folks are under siege. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Maran, we thank you very much. And this has brought us to a closure. As we said, we were given a fly by the police to have the war. We still not social distance, etc., etc. So I see the vampire. I know they wouldn't come to harass us, but when we got inch, we shouldn't take a yard. All right. So we thank you very much for coming out, lending your support, and as I said, it should not be in vain. We hope that something positive will come out of this. And I now invite our brother to give us a closing prayer to wrap up this afternoon's proceedings.
Thank you. Pleasant good night, everyone, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you all so very much for coming out here this evening. I'd like to invite you all to please bow your heads. Heavenly Father God, we thank you this evening, O Lord, that you allow us to come together here to glorify, to lift up, to ask for protection over our land, O Lord. Lord, we ask that now as we disperse from this location, that you guide home safely every one of us, O Lord. Lord, that you give your loving protection over our land, O Lord. And you lead the way, O Lord, so that we can be safe in this land. Lord, take charge over the situation here tonight, O Lord, so that our message could be clear and our message could be sent out here. Lord, we ask you for that divine protection, O Lord. Give us that protection, O Lord. This we ask, this we pray, in order to love in the name of the Lord, your loving Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. We shall receive everyone.
Thank you.
So in serious. So thank you very much. And this has brought us to the end, Mr. Mahan.
Yes.
All right. This has brought us to the end, and we thank you most sincerely.